and welcome to Breaking Bad Week on Earthling Television. I am your host, Garrick's wormuloid. Today's artifact is season number 2 of Breaking Bad, starring staunch pro-dentite Bryan Cranston. In season number 2, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman are still at it, despite their enemy's best efforts.
My original idea was to kill off Jesse at the end of the first season.
Unfortunately, the drug trade is turning out to be a real handful, thanks to an untimely dispute with middle management. Once the federales start closing in, our boys decide it's time to double down.
You still want to cook?
And lawyer up.
Conscience gets expensive, doesn't it?
While Walt distracts his family with tantalizing nudity, Jesse moves into a new apartment with a very accommodating landlord. Guess the B in apartment 23 stands for bow chicka bow wow. And after crushing some tail, the best way to unwind is by crushing some head. Jesse and Walt make their biggest batch yet, and their legal team dupes a waiter at the Chicken Brothers into buying it all.
We're in the big time now.
However, Walt gets jealous that Jesse wants to hang out with Jane all the time, so he does the rational thing and lets her vomit herself to death. Take that, Choco Ono. Not to be outdone, 2 planes vomit all over everybody. Season number 2 of Breaking Bad finds Jesse and Walter struggling with their identities. Big deal. Try going through puberty as part of a shared consciousness. In any case, Walter is now both a provider for his family and a power-hungry criminal.
Stay out of my territory.
His conflicting urges come to a freshly shaved head when he is forced to choose between witnessing the birth of his daughter or perpetuating his criminal empire. He does what my father always did and chooses work. Meanwhile, Jesse's increasingly tarnished sense of self
You are a blowfish.
pushes him into levitation, which is apparently very addictive on Earth. Plus, he has to get over a breakup, which is always a total bummer. Chin up, buddy. There are plenty of other goldfish floating in the tank. Seeing their effect on the world around them has caused our heroes to lose their innocence. One minute, Jesse is hanging out with Jane in her room, admiring her quirky yet sexy painting. The next, a hazmat crew is dragging charred toys out of a tiny chlorinated lake. Innocence and paradise. Dunzo. And the feeling is contagious. Practically the entire city of Albuquerque is choosing the darker path. Even Walter's sister-by-law Marie dabbles with kleptomania, or the stealing of klepts. And in accordance with family tradition, she uses the ends to justify the beans.
People sometimes do things for their families.
One of the only Breaking Bad characters without a dark side is Walter's brother-by-law Hank, who in some ways serves as a bizarro double for Walter White.
He's Bizarro Jerry.
Like Walter, he manufactures intoxicants, but only the boring kind.
Schrader Brow.
Homebrewed, silky perfection.
And whereas Walt is more or less unshaken by his criminal exploits, Hank gets rattled by the violence of his job, even turning down a promotion because of a mix-up at Bring Your Pet to Work Day. Despite his macho cheese exterior, Hank is really just a cuddly teddy bear. No, not that one. There. Much better. Throughout much of season number 2, Walter and Jesse find themselves separated from the ones they love, which is hard enough without being reminded by thematically appropriate artwork. They yearn for the stability of the past, when thematically appropriate artwork was all the rage.
You can make everything go in reverse.
Sadly, neither Jesse nor Walter can turn back time, because that technology is kept under lock and key by the Space Guild. Instead, they find a sort of Foster Farms family in one another. But is their codependence a byproduct of fate? In both season number 1 and season number 2, Walt loses crucial coin flips that alter the trajectories of his life, his business, and his facial hair.
Coin flip is sacred!
Then, when he decides it might be easier to just die already, some quack comes along and ruins everything.
Your tumor has shrunk by 80%.
Wow.
For Yaj's sake, Walt can't even go to a happy hour without some outrageous coincidence leading to catastrophe. Then again, maybe we should have seen it coming. Take a look at the titles of the 4 episodes that feature the pink bear, and you'll discover a special warning from the show's creators. 737, down, over, ABQ. Mind blown? Well, check this out. If you take 2 other episode titles, they form Breakage Peekaboo, which is the name of my band. For Earthling Television, I'm Garrick's wormuloid. It's Breaking Bad week. To continue on to the next episode in the series, click this Chicken Brothers bucket to watch me dive into season number 3. And if TV is on the mind, you may want to watch this video by Screen Rant entitled 10 Movies Hidden in Popular TV Shows. It explores how great TV shows like Breaking Bad drew inspiration from iconic movie scenes. Screen Rant explores film and television with movie mistakes, Easter eggs, secret facts, hidden messages, and more. Be sure to observe the holiest of Earth traditions and subscribe while you're over there. All right, see you at season number 3.